receive insurance by developing relationships with their clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
April showers bring May flowers, but May is easily the most special month for Palm Garden of Ocala. Nurses Week is May 2 to 6, and we have award-winning nurses and CNAs taking care of our precious residents. National Nursing Home Week begins on Mother's Day and is filled with special events. May is the perfect month to come visit before our services are needed. Palm Garden Rehab is located on the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Yeah, I'm that drip coming down from the corner of the room. But where did I come from? I'll never tell.
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind their work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA. AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3.
WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Like that state's governor has been for weeks now, President Obama in Flint, Michigan, drank the water.
This used a filter. The water around this table, was Flint water that was filtered. And it just confirms what we know scientifically, which is that if you're using a filter, if you're installing it, then Flint water at this point is drinkable.
And he added he's confident the community will come back. No comeback for John Kasich. The Ohio governor about to announce that, like Ted Cruz last night, he's getting out of the Republican presidential race. Party chair Reince Priebus called Donald Trump the presumptive nominee. Another down day on Wall Street, the Dow off 100 points, the Nasdaq losing 38. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Life can be unpredictable. That's why you should take control of your family's future now with an estate plan bundle from LegalZoom. Not sure whether you need a last will or a living trust? LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys in 48 states can help you decide which one's right for you without billing by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. Plus, updating your estate plan as your family and assets grow couldn't be easier. Enjoy your life. Use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Ad Council. How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Time now for a Buddy Martin Sports Page. Around here, we talk football pretty much year-round, especially on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. And quite often we pick upon a couple of guests to fill us in, give us a little bit of information, inside stuff, and somebody who really stays on top of the game year-round. That would be our friend David Moulton from 993 ESPN in Southwest Florida, who's back on the program. David, nice to talk to you again.
Buddy, always great to be on your show.
I don't know where to start here. We've had spring games in college football. We had a kind of an embarrassing situation for the SEC and for Ole Miss at the NFL draft. And, of course, there are always the questions about who's going to play quarterback. Let you pick your topic du jour of those and give us your thoughts about it.
Yes, it will be very interesting to see what does come of the Ole Miss NCAA situation after the draft. I think we'll all be curious as to what they find out. It is important to remember, however, that the NCAA has less investigators on their payroll, Buddy, than you do on your staff.
That's impossible.
Honestly, well, remember when they were investigating Miami, at the time they had 7 people on the payroll who could investigate. So that was 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And I don't really think they've added anybody. So, I'll believe it when I see it, when they come down harshly on Ole Miss football, considering what they're letting go concerning North Carolina basketball.
And it's become a bit of a heresy. We know about the whole thing at USC, how it went on forever and ever. These investigations hang over your head on a program for a long time. It's unfair to the athletes, unfair to the coaches, unfair to the fans. And yet, as you say, it's a bit of a dilemma. So what do? I mean, they got to either change the rules, lighten them up, or do something, or find enough people to investigate these things. Because when you got a guy going on national TV, as we saw with Laremy Tunsil, and saying he got paid, right to a bunch of reporters, he got the coaches paid him. I mean, that's really bad. And I know that was a blind side by Tunsil. And there is no evidence to that at this point in time. But I got to say, the odds are pretty good something went wrong there in Ole Miss.
Well, in this sense, it's good that he actually named somebody, because then if that person can prove that Tunsil was lying, mistaken, wrong, whatever, then that'll be good. But here's the one thing that I hope, Buddy, in the future that the NCAA does. I hope they take Rick Pitino's advice. Penalize the coaches. Don't penalize the programs or the players. Penalize the coaches. Cost them their jobs. Okay? Cost them half a year's salary or a full year's salary. Whatever the case may be. Don't penalize, because what? Let's just say the NCAA this year or next year finds some wrongdoing. What are they going to do? Penalize the 2017 and 18 Ole Miss team?
That's a great point, and one I wanted to talk to you about, because, as you know, I work on this book with Steve Spurrier, and we delve into a lot of what happened in 1990. You recall the case. There was a massive number of violations that Florida was accused of. Obviously, a lot of them well-deserved under Charlie Pell. But, nobody probably plays by the rules closer than Spurrier. Would you agree to that? He really likes to stick to the rules, right?
Well, if you think about it, all his years of coaching, not a sniff, and not one phone call from the NCAA even saying you didn't dot your I or cross your T's on something. Not one.
And he did turn in Alabama and other schools for cheating. So I'd say he pretty much is going by the book. Now, this is a story he tells, and you'll remember this in depth in the book. If you go back to the genesis for the most of what happened to Florida, which cost them dearly, by the way, cost them an SEC championship in 1990. And the guy was gone. Jarvis Williams already gone. The accusation was, you remember, he was paid child support by somebody in Palatka, right? And Spurrier says, number one, Jarvis Williams was gone by then. Number two, we found out the money was paid by a guy who was not a coach, not a player. And it's the only thing we pled guilty to in the whole thing. He says we, because he came after. And he said, and the fact remains is that he had a prior relationship with the guy who paid the money, the Ford dealer in Palatka. So in essence, all that for that. And then we have other cases, like you said, North Carolina, USC, where you got enough bodies to go investigate. So it's really it's sort of a weird deal when you talk about those things. And it paints a pretty bad picture for the NCAA.
Well, and Buddy, where I think we're going is because it doesn't seem as if conferences, they all play by their own rules. And the NCAA really doesn't oversee college football. They kind of sort of do, but these conferences are broken away 30 years ago. They do their own thing. They run the playoff. The NCAA doesn't. So it's fascinating to me. They don't let the NCAA run their sport, but they'll let the NCAA hand down penalties and sanctions. I really believe, Buddy, these are small Fortune, if they're not Fortune 500 companies, these athletic departments are Fortune 1000 companies. And I don't think they're going to stand by much longer and let some folks in Indianapolis who are not well equipped to hand down discipline and investigate properly, penalize them and cost them millions of dollars and things of that nature. I really think it's another reason why I believe college football is going to break away more and more every year.
And by the way, Spurrier still counts that as an SEC championship. He says 7, even though the record books say 6. David Moulton, 993 in Southwest Florida, Naples, Fort Myers joins us on the program once again. David, of course, writes a column for the Fort Myers News Press. He's also a compadre with the big guys, Uncle Vern. I guess I still call him Uncle Vern, don't they? And Gary Danielson from CBS. He travels around the SEC watching all the big games, and he's, I would say, a student of football, particularly college football. Looking at what you see from this perspective here in May, and it's a long way till September. What little omens do we have to go by? Give me a little rundown real quick on the SEC West and then the SEC East. You don't have to pick them all, but give me an insight. You like Alabama, everybody does. Will you go for Ole Miss? Is LSU got a shot? And on the other side, it seems to be between Tennessee and Florida, perhaps, unless Georgia and Kirby Smart comes up with something. So give me your assessment of that.
All right, I'll go in reverse. In the East, I think it's Tennessee's to lose, and I think Georgia is considered ahead of Florida right now, just in terms of returning players, even though Florida ended up winning the East a year ago. I think a lot of people, and listen, Florida's going to be better on offense this year, but it's difficult to imagine they're going to be as good on defense or even at the same level. I mean, they were outstanding. They were elite defensively last year. There are a lot of guys who were with them last year who just got drafted and are going to play on Sundays. I've got to believe they're not as good at defense, yet their kicking game will be better. I think you can circle it right now, buddy. Tennessee, Florida. Late September, all right, winner of that game, then you circle the winner of that game versus Georgia. Those two games determine the East. I really believe it. I thought the biggest game of the season last year was Tennessee at Florida, and sure enough, it wasn't for 4th and 14. Tennessee ends up in Atlanta, and I think you can circle it again this year. I think the entire Tennessee football program depends on the outcome of that game. If Florida wins it, I think a year from now, buddy, there will be new people running the Tennessee football program.
Well, how about that? And Butch Jones has got to worry about that. He's got to do something. Like, people have expectations there. Let's take the West. Everybody says it's Alabama's to lose. Nobody else has got a shot. What do you say?
Well, it's not that nobody else has a shot, because of course they have a shot. I like the fact that A&M is ditching their Big 12 offense, if you will, and they're getting more physical. They realize that they're just getting beat up front, particularly on offense, and they have to get more physical if they're going to compete in the West. LSU was really young last year. I think people are going to sleep on LSU this year. They shouldn't. They have a ton of talent, and they get Alabama at home this year. But the reason that you have to pick Bama, not only because their roster year in, year out seems as good as anybody else's, no matter what, but Nick has a system in place which is not quarterback dependent. He's just achieved what he's achieved the last 3 years. 3 years ago, they were 11-0 until the kick six. Then, they win the SEC in 2014, and they win the SEC in 2015. 3 years, 3 different quarterbacks. All right. And, and the last two, didn't even get drafted. So he has got so much talent, and he's got a system in place which is not quarterback dependent, which means that he can rely on the rest of his roster, which is better than everybody else's, to compete and to win year in, year out. So, yes, it's Alabama until proven otherwise, but I got a funny feeling about LSU.
I like Ole Miss, by the way. Okay, I need 10-second answers on the big three in Florida. Mark Richt at Miami, yes or no?
Oh, yeah, they're going to win 9-10 games this year. Absolutely.
All right, obviously, the guy in Tallahassee is getting it done every year, it seems like. Jimbo Fisher looks like he's loaded again, yes or no?
Yeah, they're going to be in the playoffs.
And, of course, the Florida Gators, Luke Del Rio, Jim McElwain seems to have found his guy, yes or no?
Yes. Gators take a step back this year. McElwain's the long-term answer.
So you're pretty high on all three programs. That's good to know. We could use a little bit of football by the big three. Back in the day when they used to dominate around here. David Moulton. Go ahead.
It'd be nice, buddy, to have the big three be all really good at the same time like they were 15 years ago.
Back when you came to this state and you were pretty assured you were going to go home with a loss when you played one of those teams, for sure. Dave, it's always good catching up with you. Dave Moulton, 993 in Southwest Florida and the Fort Myers News and CBS. So thanks for the time, David.
Buddy, be good.
Always brings his A game, David Moulton. We'll take a break, come back. Tom will give you headlines, and we got the interns today.
I mean, I might let him in the room.
Okay.
Well, Jake Perkins can come in the room.
Yeah.
I don't know about that other guy.
Do we have others?
Yeah. Some kid named Luke.
What's that kid named Hunter? Does he ever show up around
I have
here?
not seen Hunter Turner. I don't even know if that kid exists.
Does he know Ocala?
I think Ron Cyrack hired him away from Golf Digest. He's working for Golf Digest.
He's living in Connecticut now.
I think he is. I think that may be weird.
Maybe he'll send us a card. So.
Quite possible.
All right, we'll find out. But stay tuned for the interns. Those kids are pretty good, by the way.
They are pretty good, both of them.
Yeah, all right, stay tuned. We'll come back with the headlines after this timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate only.
Hey Ocala, are you sick of playing dealer may I? Tired of hearing no, you may not? This month I want to stay positive, so I'm saying yes, you may.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. When others say nay, nay, nay,
we say yes, you may.
Want to dump that old ride you hate driving?
Yes, you may.
Want to save a ton on a nicer, newer car?
Yes, you may.
Want to put little or no money down and drive home today?
Yes, you may. Worried what your credit report might say? We want to help you say yay, yay, yay. Our For the People credit approval process is here to stay.
So call or come in today and hear yes you may.
You could drive home a nicer, newer car today and take a lot off the price of a hot new ride, even if you've heard no in the past.
I want to say yes you may this month only, or for the first 79 customers, whichever comes first. I'm Chris Spears, a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige on Highway 200 in Ocala, online at prestigeforyou.com, or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Essential oils work as natural distressors with seemingly endless benefits to health and wellness. Dare to Believe partners with doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils to help you feel regenerated with many of the services offered, including Aroma Touch. To set up your consultation today with wellness advocate Valerie Hazelden, call 352-425-5588. That is 352-425-5588. Dare to Believe, it's essential.
From beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Veterans News will be a full hour. Hank Whittier's guest will be Marion County Sheriff Chris Blair.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Bob Hampton from Bilo Mowers of Ocala will be in to give us an update on a fundraising event happening this Saturday.
Laura Burns from Career Source will give us some job tips.
And then Michelle DeCarlis is coming into the studio. She's the stroke coordinator for Ocala Health. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live.
Ocala's Got Talent, and the auditions are over, but the semifinals are this Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. right here at 301 in Citra at the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch. You can get tickets right here at WOCA's Hobby. They're just $10 for this Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. for the semifinals for Ocala's Got Talent. Come right in today and get yours for Ocala's Got Talent.
WOCA,
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. Let's go out to the headlines. Texas A&M coach Kevin Sullivan has reached out to former quarterback Johnny Manziel.
Kevin Sumlin.
Kevin Sumlin. He says he's concerned because Johnny Manziel has not returned any of my calls. Sumlin told the Paul Feinbaum show on Tuesday that he'd last seen the Heisman winner at the former Aggie and current Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver Mike Evans' wedding in February. Since then, Manziel has been MIA. We've reached out to him. I hadn't got a response yet, Sumlin told the radio program. What we want is for him to be at peace and be safe. This has nothing to do with football and everything to do with his life. So it seems like Johnny Manziel's not only just out of control, buddy, but he shut out his father. He shut out Kevin Sumlin. Drew Rosenhaus has dropped him. This is a kid that I'm sad to say we're going to find an obituary. An obituary is going to be probably the next time we see him in the news.
Hopefully not. I do recall, however, how quickly Kevin Sumlin distanced himself from Johnny Manziel at media days the year after he left. And he was asked a question about him, and he did not want to address the problem. He said, go ask the Cleveland Browns. That's their problem now.
Southeastern Conference coaches, they wanted their league to eliminate satellite camps nationwide, but now that the ban's been lifted, because the NCAA Division I Board of Directors decided Thursday to rescind the ban on satellite camps just 3 weeks after it's been instituted. SEC coaches are clearing their schedule to start participating in these satellite camps, buddy. Does this go back to the NCAA shouldn't have the power to decide or not decide what these college programs do?
Look, it's time for the Big Five or the 5 power conferences to form their own group here, okay? And let them take care of the business they're relying upon the NCAA to do. Would you agree with that?
I really think it is, because the NCAA doesn't – those 5 conferences control most of the money, and the NCAA should be in control of schools that don't generate as much money as these 5 do. On a conference call, nearly all the SEC Eastern Division coaches said their schools will be taking part in satellite camps. We're in the process of putting our traveling show together. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. That's a quote from the University of Florida's Jim McElwain, buddy, that he wants satellite camps. He's looking forward to satellite camps. So also my last headline of the day is one that's kind of weird. On Tuesday, ESPN.com reported that NFL veteran Dwayne Brown was facing a 10-game suspension for violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing drugs, but that he had won his appeal when the NFL Players Association was able to prove that Brown's positive test came from eating too many hamburgers and steaks in Mexico. He ate too many hamburgers and steaks in Mexico.
There you go.
Brown traveled to Mexico last year during the bye week, and not long after received a letter from the NFL telling him he was in violation. Because of a 2010 PED suspension, Brown has tested numerous times during the season. He failed one shortly after him and his wife returned from holiday in Mexico, according to ESPN sources. The NFLPA's Associate General Counsel Heather McPhee researched claributerol and discovered certain meats can be tainted with the steroid. A source said Brown had 10 burgers and 2 steaks during his trip, and receipts for those meals were entered into evidence. So the appeal was heard, and the suspension was overturned, but the NFL did release a memo to all the clubs telling their people, you need to watch what you eat in Mexico and China because the steroid is in the beef and the meat of both places. So now the NFL, which is looking to move games to Mexico and move games, eventually want to play some games in China. So what, the guys aren't supposed to eat when they go there?
Well, think organic, Tom. That's the thing.
That's not going to happen in Mexico or China.
It's very interesting, though, that the whole issue of steroids in meat has come up now, and I never thought about it applying to an athlete, how you can get it in your system, So there is that. I mean, if you're a steak eater and you get a bunch of steaks shipped to you from China or Mexico, and you eat them, you eat 10 steaks and 5 hamburgers and 4 hot dogs, there's a possibility you could test positive.
He ate 10 hamburgers and 2 steaks in a 6-day period and tested positive for steroids.
How about not eating so much food? That'd be number one, okay?
He's an offensive lineman at 335 pounds.
So go drink a milk.
And he was there 6 days. When you think about it, buddy, over 6 days, 2 steaks and 10 burgers in 6 days isn't that much food.
That's a lot of food.
Not in 6 days.
Well, you just add it up. How you going to eat?
That's 2 burgers a day. That's less than 2 burgers a day. He ate 2, not a day.
I thought you said 10 steaks.
No, 10 hamburgers and 2 steaks.
Oh, I thought you said 10 steaks. Okay.
No, 10 hamburgers and 2 steaks.
Yeah, so he had burgers for lunch and breakfast.
Well, he probably had 2 burgers at a time. Yeah. Right.
You know about this in your previous life, don't you?
I do. There was nothing for me to eat 3 Wendy's triples on a Saturday night after a football game.
And now you eat like a bird.
I wouldn't say a bird.
Vulture, it's a bird.
I eat a lot better now. I eat
good. I
like for lunch today.
Oh, you're looking good, brother.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. For lunch today, I had probably 8 ounces of black-eyed peas and beans and stuff like that, and probably half a pound of zucchini. That was my lunch today.
Right. Hey, let's look at the switching subjects real fast because the interns they're beating the door down. They want to get in here.
They do.
I was looking at the results. I don't have them all, but they had the big Chick-fil-A golf tournament or something where the coaches come, the scholarship money, whatever. What coach you think came in first?
SEC coaches?
Yeah.
Jim McElwain.
It's a mixture, but mostly
Jim McElwain.
No. The first place team, the mixture of schools, there were several different.
Oh, okay, mixture.
Yeah.
Steve
Hugh
Spurrier.
Freeze.
Hugh Freeze. Well, he probably bought it. He probably paid for it.
No question about it.
He probably bought that victory.
Yeah, and the ball coach finished 7th. He and Sterling Sharp. You had to play with a former player.
Oh, I see.
So anyway, that I guess it's the Chick-fil-A. Anyway, that's that event they had over the weekend. So a lot of golf outing. It was for charity. Raised $100,000. So. All right, coming up, it's the interns. We need some music.
That's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility.
Huh? What about it? Come on now.
Not my responsibility.
Stay tuned. Listen to the interns. You'll like them.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hi, Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Like that state's governor has been for weeks now, President Obama in Flint, Michigan, drank the water.
This used a filter. The water around this table, was Flint water that was filtered. And it just confirms what we know scientifically, which is that if you're using a filter, if you're installing it, then Flint water at this point is drinkable.
And he added he's confident the community will come back. No comeback for John Kasich. The Ohio governor about to announce that, like Ted Cruz last night, he's getting out of the Republican presidential race. Party chair Reince Priebus called Donald Trump the presumptive nominee. Another down day on Wall Street. The Dow off 100 points, the NASDAQ losing 38. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Life can be unpredictable. That's why you should take control of your family's future now with an estate plan bundle from LegalZoom. Not sure whether you need a last will or a living trust? LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys in 48 states can help you decide which one's right for you without billing by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. Plus, updating your estate plan as your family and assets grow couldn't be easier. Enjoy your life. Use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Ad Council.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. I am Luke Sylvia, and I'll be your host as Buddy Martin and Tom Schmitz have stepped out of the studio to go on assignment, as we say here at WOCA Studios. So first I want to welcome back someone who was on the program yesterday, for his first day, Jake Perkins. Jake, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here, Luke. Thanks for having me, bud.
Yeah, no problem, man. And now I want to welcome back someone who I feel like I haven't seen in a while. Hunter Turner, he's the oldest intern here, as well as he's been here the longest. Hunter, you've been here, 4 or 5 years?
50. No, 5.
50.
5 years.
5 years. Hunter, where have you been? I mean, I see you one day, and then I feel like a couple months goes by until I see you again. What's been going on?
Let me tell you, man, I've been all over the place, all over the world.
Yeah, talking to Tiger Woods and everybody like that?
No, just trying to, that. But
right.
Also, I have been keeping up with school, man. University of Florida is tough.
I second that.
Yeah, we have 2 people in studio who currently go to the University of Florida and are enrolled there.
We're going to have 3 of us before long.
And 3 of us being myself in the fall. This coming fall, I will be attending, and we are all either current or future Gators in this studio, so that's pretty special.
Yes.
And guys, first I want to talk NBA. I want to talk NBA playoffs as they are going on. And did either of you guys catch the games last night?
Listen, I know more about the NBA now than you.
Oh, do you?
I'm going to go ahead and take this over.
Yeah.
Because I have been studying.
Now, is that because last time we were on the air, you were so adamant about the Thunder and Billy Donovan winning that series that, that they're tied now and you're feeling pretty comfortable?
Yes, it's going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, well, Billy Donovan's been doing a great job. I believe I heard Jake say it earlier today. He has the best start of an NCAA Division I coach in the NBA for his first year. I believe that's what you said, Jake.
Yeah, that's
right?
correct, yeah.
And that's, of course, if we have our facts right. But we do, of course. But
of course we do.
So I want to talk about the first game of 2 last night, the Miami Heat versus the Toronto Raptors. And in that game, Miami was leading by 5 with 40 seconds left. And somehow, after some heroics by Toronto, some things went their way. Toronto just edged their way back into the game. And, of course, as you both know, Kyle Lowry hit an incredible half-court shot to send the game into overtime.
I was texting you thinking I won a ton of money. Yeah. And then I was like, oh.
Well, you might think so. I mean, but just a sequence of events happened that worked in the Raptors' favor. But the story of the game came in overtime where the Raptors didn't score for overtime is about 5 minutes long, so I believe the Raptors took about two or so minutes, game minutes, to even score a bucket. And in that time, Miami was just piling on the points. Dwayne Wade had 24 points last night, and 7 of those 24 came in the the overtime period. And his team scored 12. So it was a superstar takeover in overtime that really led to Miami winning. And after the game, the players were asked about the game as a whole, and one of them said, I believe it was Joe Johnson, said, well, we really won that game twice because they should have ended the game in the fourth quarter, but couldn't do it, as I said. And then they went on and outscored Toronto 12-6 in overtime. So I don't even know how the series, after that game, I have no idea. I predicted the Heat would win the series. I was feeling good about it last night after game 1. They set the tone for the series. But I have no idea. I mean, Hunter, you watched the game last night. Who do you think is going to emerge victorious of the series?
Oh, without a doubt, Miami, and I'll tell you why. Dwayne Wade's playing like he's 25 right now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's bringing it back after all the injuries he's had. Nice to see it, and I think that Miami is going to take control of this series, and you're going to see that along with OKC. I think they're going to take control of the San Antonio series. I know that's going against the grain here with the odds and everything, but I'm telling you right now, I like the way that they're playing. And tonight we have Atlanta and Cleveland.
And before we get into tonight's games, let's talk about the Thunder, not the Thunder, the Warriors and Trailblazers last night.
Oh.
So Portland outscored Golden State 34-21 at the end of the first quarter. At this point, I'm wondering, okay, well, I don't know what if the Warriors can come back. They have no Steph, as we've said before, and he's expected to maybe come back for Game 3 or Game 4. But even after the first half, Portland was still up. It really made you start to scratch your head and wonder, how far can the Warriors go in the playoffs without Steph Curry?
Well, Luke, the Warriors didn't even get a lead in that game until about the middle of the fourth quarter last night. And I was one of those people that said going into the playoffs, I don't think you play Steph Curry until you get to the Western Finals, because they're a team that even without Steph, really they can beat anybody in my opinion, but the Spurs, but maybe OKC and maybe the Cavs. But last night we saw Damian Lillard. He really stepped up to the plate and he played one heck of a game. Mason Plumlee also. Both of those players did everything they could, and unfortunately in the fourth quarter when they were only able to execute 12 points is when they started to fall apart.
Yeah, and Golden State made a statement, made me kind of, go back on what I said earlier about how far can they make it without Steph Curry. Dropped 34 points in the fourth quarter and held Portland to 12. So that was a big game, a big win for the Warriors as they go back to Portland.
Let me tell you, it came down to this, though. Sean Livingston didn't have that many points, but what he did do was lead this team. And I tell you, I saw a play in the second quarter where he hockey passed that thing all the way up, and I'm looking going, this is why they're going to win. They don't need Steph Curry. When you have a guy like Livingston who can pass the ball and create plays and find the open guy, you don't need Steph to play.
You hit the nail on the head, and he was creating plays left and right for his whole team, and they were able to rally behind that. And it just seemed like in the first half they couldn't get anything going. They were moving the ball well, creating opportunities, but couldn't finish the deal. And then finally in the fourth quarter, we saw Klay Thompson get a couple opportunities, hit a couple threes in the corner, and finally got their team a little rallied up and ready to go, and that's whenever they were able to close the deal.
Man, Klay was unstoppable in that fourth quarter. I was so impressed.
Yeah, let's talk about, Hunter, you alluded to the game tonight. Tonight we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Atlanta Hawks. That series is 1-0 as Cleveland took the first game at home. They're looking to take game 2 as well as they are hosting once again. And Jake, who do the Cavaliers have LeBron James. The Hawks have a bunch of role players who do their job, and that's really what makes them a great team. Jake, who do you see tonight coming out with a victory?
Listen, I think the Cavaliers are going to take control, and it's going to be an easy victory for them in this entire series. I don't think they're going to come across any trouble. When they play smart basketball, and we all know LeBron James can step up to the plate and put up 30 points at any given time, but when you have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and people can talk all they want about Matthew Dellavedova, but when it gets to playoff time, I think he plays great basketball.
Yeah, he does.
And I think whenever this whole team gets together and they're playing well in the playoffs, they can hang with anybody, including the Golden State Warriors. So I think whenever they're going against Toronto, I don't think they're going to have any issue for the rest of the series.
And do you see the Cavaliers? Do you see them sweeping the Atlanta Hawks this series?
Or yeah, the Hawks. My apologies. Maybe not necessarily sweep. I've seen the Heat whenever they don't play a very good game. Certainly the games can get close.
The Cavs, yeah.
The Cavs, sorry. Maybe 4-1, 4-2 at best, but I don't think they're going to have any issue.
I think I'd have to agree with you. Hunter, what do you think?
Well, I don't want to get out the broom just yet because I know it's Tom's team, Atlanta,
Right.
But
and I love Al Horford, don't get me wrong.
I love Al. Who doesn't love Al? But, yeah, Cleveland takes the series, and I think LeBron may not put up as many points this series because you got a healthy Kyrie, J.R. Smith. You got all these guys now that can step up and play. You don't need LeBron like you did last year to put all these points up now. He can dish the ball, do his thing, and I think it takes a lot of pressure off him. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight and throughout the remainder of the series.
All right, guys, before we go to break, real quick, Jake, give me your finals matchup, and who do you think is going to win the finals?
Oh, the finals matchup is easy. It's going to be Golden State and the Cavs. The Cavs are easily the best team in the East, and they're going to be good and going against Golden State, and I think the Cavs are going to win it.
Interesting, and obviously after last year, there's a lot of debate over if the Cavs had a healthy team, would they have beaten the Warriors last year? So that'll be interesting to see. And Hunter, finals matchup, who wins?
OKC
Mm-hmm.
and Cavs, and OKC takes it, and Philly gets his first title.
I actually have the same finals matchup and winner, Hunter, actually. So you heard it here. Jake Perkins, Hunter Thompson-Turner. Next, we're going to be talking golf, as the Players' Championship is next week in Jacksonville. And we'll be talking that with Hunter and Jake. And Jake also brings some insight about NASCAR and the race coming up this weekend. All that coming up next on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Michelob Ultra is more than a superior light beer. It's taking in all life has to offer, like catching a wave or biking a long trail. And when you're done, you reach for a cold Michelob Ultra. Fewer carbs, fewer calories, more to look forward to. Michelob Ultra. Long live the ultra life. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Light Beer, 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0 grams fat per 12-ounce serving. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you missed Buddy Sports page recently, longtime columnist Dave Kindred talked about the relationship between Pee Wee Reese and Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The only story that he told me about that kind of relationship involved an exhibition game in 1947, Robinson's rookie year in Atlanta. The exhibition was in Atlanta. Robinson received a letter saying that he would be killed if he showed up on the field. They're warming up. Robinson and Reese side by side, and the way Pee Wee told the story to me was that he said, "Jackie, would you move away from me a little bit? The guy might be a bad shot." That's the only story that Pee Wee ever told me that has anything to do with, a black-white relationship.
Remember, for all the latest sports news, you can hear it all on Buddy Sports page every weekday from 5 to 6 o'clock, right here on The Source.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
back on Buddy Sports Page. Here with Day 2 intern Jake Perkins, No Break Jake, and Hunter Thompson Turner. Jake, before we went to break, I said we were going to talk a little bit about NASCAR. Since you bring that to the table, what event is going on this weekend?
Well, we're coming up on Kansas, Luke. I'm really excited. And all I can say is, wow, what a race we had at Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama last weekend, where over 30 drivers of the 40 people that started the Geico 500 were involved in some sort of an accident. 3 guys on their roof. It was just an unbelievable event. Brad Keselowski was able to come away with his second win of the season. A little bit of a Penske slump to start the season. Gibbs is really taken away, and so is Stewart Haas. Kevin Harvick leading the points right now. Brad Keselowski, of course, able to come away with his 4th win at Talladega. And going into Kansas this weekend for the Go Bowling 400, there's a lot to look forward to. Kyle Busch has 8 top 5 finishes this season already, one of the best starts of his young career, and he's never won at the Kansas Speedway. In fact, it's his worst track on the circuit. So he and Adam Stevens, they're a great pairing, but I'm looking for them to be special going into Kansas and get his first career win. There's only 3 tracks on the circuit right now that Kyle hasn't won at. So I think Kyle's going to get it together and hopefully get that Gibbs team back on top. Hendrick, of course, they're going to be hard to beat. They're always hard to beat. You have these powerhouses with Gibbs, Penske, Hendrick, and Stewart Haas. They're always going to be up there at the front, and it's going to be a good battle at Kansas. And the thing is, these mile-and-a-half tracks, they're such good indicators for the rest of the season, these intermediate tracks. They're always a good indicator of who's going to be good come chase time, come the 10-race playoff that NASCAR has implemented, who's going to be good, because that's really the bulk of the season, these mile-and-a-half racetracks. So after a short track swing and now going to the Superspeedway of Talladega, I'm excited to get back to Kansas and see exactly what these drivers bring to the table and what these teams have moving forward.
So that is this weekend, as Jake said. And now I want to switch gears and talk a little golf with Hunter Turner. Hunter, we've got the Players coming up next week in Jacksonville. And Hunter, what do you see going into next week? Who do you think, based on their performances recently, who do you think is the favorite or who is your favorite to come out on top
My
this week?
favorite to come out on top, and I'll tell you why, Jordan Spieth, because of rest. He has taken off since Augusta. He has not played one tournament round of golf. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but he had Spring Break 2016 with Ricky Fowler, Smiley Kaufman, and Justin Thomas. And it was just nonstop partying and chaos. But had a great time the week after Augusta, and I think it really helped him out, and I think he's in a good place. So I see him as the favorite, along with Jason Day. You can't count him out.
Right.
Ricky Fowler, defending champion. I mean, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be out there all week, and we're going to be broadcasting from there as well. Should be a great tournament. It's my favorite tournament of the year. And there may be some surprises, so I'm looking forward to possibly putting some really good interviews on the air. I'll have Jordan Spieth. I'll have Jason Day. Should be a great event.
So you're telling us that you're going to get those 2 guys? So
Yes.
You think you can? You think you can get that
them
done?
on the air.
Wow. Well, I hope that's the case, as we will be out there next week broadcasting. That'll be brought to you by Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club and Tri-Eagle Sales. And we will be out there Thursday or Friday of next week, I believe. Do you know which day we're going out, Hunter?
I believe we'll be out there. I know I'll be out there all week, but I believe we'll be broadcasting usually Friday and Saturday. But I'm not exactly sure, but I know I'll be out there all week.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be hearing clips, hopefully from Jordan. Well, I know we'll have Jordan Spieth and Jason Day in clips, trying to get them live, but that's difficult. But we'll at least have clips of them as well.
Awesome. All right, I'd like to thank today's guest, Mayor Kent Gwen, Augie Griner Jr., and David Moulton. And as for Jake Perkins, second day intern, and Hunter Turner, I'm Luke Sylvia. Have a great night, everybody.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala.